here with Candia Hainsworth Designs, and I am in the official classroom for the Sew It and Show It workshop. Today I am doing a tutorial on this Brother PE770. It is up for sale in my studio for $450, and it does come with extras. So if you purchase this machine outright, meaning you bought it off of eBay or Amazon or HSN, one of these companies, the retail price for this is $7.99. You can find it on sale at times for $5.99 or $6.99, but for the most part, for $450 plus the extras that you're getting if you purchase it from Candia Hainsworth is phenomenal. So once again, those who are looking to get into the world of machine embroidery, this video is for you, because not only are you getting a tutorial, but you're getting extras. Let's get started. For starters, this embroidery machine comes with one 5x7 hoop, which is going to be this. And this is going to give you a maximum embroidery area of 5x7, okay? And it also comes with the grid so you can line it up. Let's say, for example, you are embroidering over a pocket. This is going to allow you to align it up so you can embroider in a straight line. Ideally, one of these costs, well, I found it on eBay. A new one on eBay for $29.99. I'm sure you could buy them used and so forth, but one comes with the machine, and if you was to buy the machine outright, you would get one, and I'm actually giving you a second one. Okay, so that's a $30 savings there, and I'm also giving you a 4x4 frame. And again, it does come with the grid. The grid I found on eBay for $26.99. So far your savings for this $450 purchase, you're getting 3 hoops, one that automatically comes with the machine and 2 extra ones. So that is almost a $60 savings. I am also including the writer box, and this is called the PED Basic, and what this allows you to do is upload embroidery files from your computer to a memory card. Now, the memory card does not come with this, but you could purchase the memory card by itself. I am throwing in the box. Now, if you bought the set, meaning the box, which is the writer, and the card, I found it on the internet for about $121, and if you bought the box by itself, I found it on the internet for $49.99. So that's roughly 50 bucks. But with this deal, you are getting at least the box. You would have to purchase the memory card, but already I'm saving you roughly $50. So we got already that we've already almost saved 60 bucks with the extra hoops, plus another $50 from the PED Basic box that you're getting with this deal. Here's what else I'm including. Okay, so you're going to get 2 brand new packs of needles. This is the universal needles, and this is a size 14. And this is a variety of ballpoint needles, and it comes with size 9, size 11, and size 14. That's going to allow you to embroider on different fabrics like stretch knits or cotton or polyester. So this is what you're going to need. And the best part about it is the machine is already going to have a fresh needle in it anyway. So if you need to open a pack, if it breaks or something like that, you have it, opposed to having to run out and get it when you are in the middle of a project. And it's one of those things that we really don't think about because we're so excited. So you have it, that I am going to include it in for you. Now, one pack of these needles is $2.79, and this one is $2.49. So this is a little over $5 savings. And then these are the grips for the embroidery hoops, and I'll show you how to put it on. To put it on, all you have to do, now the orange ones are for the 5x7 hoops. All you have to do is just slide it over that screw there, and once again we will go through it, and it's really gripping on it, but for the most part all you have to do is just slide it on there. If you need to trim it down a bit, even though this one fits really good and really snug, as you can see, you can trim it down with a pair of scissors. This is a pair of embroidery scissors. You don't want to use these on anything else but for snipping little fine threads in your embroidery. And roughly these cost about 10 bucks if you was to buy it outright. So for the most part, you got about another $15 savings here, and plus your $107 savings that we already talked about, the hoops and the Pez Basic box. So far, we're looking at $122, excuse me, in accessories with this machine. Now, here are two items that do come with your machine. You're going to get two bobbins, okay? One is usually loaded when you get a brand new machine, and then one is usually empty. We have a bobbin already in there, which is just an extra, so that's going to be thrown in there. And I believe, I can't see it from where I'm standing, but I believe that these are the two metal ones, and there is a plastic one. So if I know correctly, I believe the plastic one actually comes in with the machine and not the metal ones, but I'll look that up just to be sure. And then this is going to be your T screwdriver to change your needle. So once again, we will go through all over that, so I will make sure that I cover those things that you're going to need to know when operating this machine. So let's take a look at this embroidery machine briefly, and I cut the machine off. So I turned the power off because I want to show you what the embroidery unit is. This is actually the embroidery unit, and some people refer to it as the brain because this is actually the most important part to operate in this embroidery machine. And what happens here is it just snaps in. I'm going to bring the camera a little closer so you can kind of see. It snaps in right here, and if you turn it over, there's just a little pull, so you pull it back and you push it in and then you release. Okay, so if you wanted to take it out, you would pull that little lever that I just showed you and pull it out, and if you wanted to put it inside, you don't have to hold the lever. All you have to do is just press the unit in and it snaps in. This unit also has an automatic thread cutter, which is this lever here. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because when I'm going through the motions of adding the thread, the camera is going to be positioned. So when I reach on the side and push it down, you'll be able to remember or recall what I showed you earlier. If you lift this up, you'll see the spool pin. This is where the thread is going to go, and if you need to just tilt it a little bit, if you have somewhat of a larger spool, you can do that. And then I'll show you how to actually attach the thread. This is also going to be your bobbin pin, and this is going to be your bobbin spool pin as well. I will also show you how to refill your bobbin. And then on the side here, we have the hand wheel. You never need to use that. This is just going to control the needle, but I'll go over it just so you'll know its operation and its function. This is going to be your screen, your LED screen. So I guess I can cut it on. The power button is going to be located on the right side of the machine. And let me get a better angle so you'll see where the power cord is, how to cut it on, and also where the memory card for that Pez Basic box would be inserted. Okay, so here is your power cord, and then here's your power button. I'm just going to turn that on, and then in this slot, this is where the memory card would go, and then this is where you would put in a USB cord if you wanted to upload files from your computer directly instead of using a Pez Basic box in the memory card. Or you can even use a flash drive on this as well. So let's say that you didn't want to invest the cost of a memory card. I'm not even really sure what the cost of a memory card is, but you can look that up, and I'm sure you can find those on eBay. But you don't even have to. You can just use a flash drive, a USB port flash drive to go in here, or you can connect it to your laptop or your computer. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the menu. Now, before I move forward, I just want to tell you what this embroidery machine has. Okay, so for starters, it has 136 built-in embroidery designs, 6 lettering fonts, and 120 frame pattern combinations. We already looked at the 5x7 embroidery area. This is a backlit screen that it has. It has an automatic thread trimmer. It has a drop-in top bobbin loading system, so I'll go over that with you. But for the most part, it really is a good starter machine. It also has a memory, and it allows you to store embroidery files in its memory. So if you have a favorite embroidery file that you use quite often, instead of always having to upload it from either a flash drive or a memory card or even your computer, you can store that embroidery file inside of this embroidery machine. So let's talk about those 136 embroidery files that are already built in. It's going to be located here and here. Okay, so if we press this one, because this is a touch screen, this first file that we pressed have 70 files, and it numbers it. So this is number 1 of 70, number 2 of 70. If I wanted to go to number 3, 4, 5, I would simply press the arrow going in that direction. And let's say I wanted to get to number 30. What I could do is press the number 10, and it's going to jump 10 spaces. So you see I'm already at number 28 through 70. And then if I wanted to get to 30, I could just press the arrow and it will go on to the next embroidery file, and it would lead me to number 30. So let's go back. This is your back button. And now we already looked at, let's say, roughly 70 embroidery files. Let's go to the next ones. This one have 66 files. And again, it's that 1 out of 60. And again, if I wanted to jump ahead, I could just simply press the 10. It's going to jump as long as I keep pressing it, and it's going to get me to the whatever embroidery file that I like. Now, just for starters, to looking at these, there's a built-in butterfly, there's a flamingo, we have some kind of reef, and that looks like some kind of animals. And let's see what else it has here. A badge, a snowman, a crown, a sailor's boat, a cat, a Merry Christmas. So it does have a lot of embroidery files, and once again, there are 136 that are already coming in here. And the next thing that we're going to talk about is the font. Now the font would be this one with the lettering on it. We would simply press it, and it's going to show you all of the fonts that are included. You got your regular standard block font, you got your varsity font, your Times New Roman font, you have something that looks like Child's Play font, you have something with a bit of a curve that's like a Corsica font. So you have your fonts, and we will go over how to add, let's say, a name to something. But for right now, if we wanted to, let's say, add Candia, I would press the Corsica, and automatically it's going to come up to the uppercase letters. I would start with the K. And if I wanted to go to lowercase letters, direct your attention down there. You see the highlighted A is uppercase. I would just simply press the lowercase, and it's going to switch. And then I would just spell out my name, which is K-A, and then N-D-I-A. Okay? And let's say, for example, my name was something else with a, I don't know, a Z or anything. I would just simply move the arrow over to the remaining part of the letters. Oh, I don't want to delete it yet, but you know what? I will delete it. I'll just come back and do it again, because I wanted to show you the other features of this. So we're back at the menu where the fonts is, and I'm going to go back to the original menu. Now we're looking at the frames, and this has 120 built-in frames. So what's going to happen is each shape is going to have, let's say, its own variety of frames that you can embroider in. So for example, we're looking at the circle. If we press the circle, it's going to show you the stitch patterns, okay? And it's going to ask you to select a stitch. So if I wanted to embroider a circle, but I wanted to embroider a scallop circle, I would just simply press the scallop, and there we have the circle that's in that scallop shape. Okay. And if we wanted to see the other frames that they have, I would simply press that arrow. Now I like that badge, so I'm just going to press the badge, and once again, I could embroider that badge. If I wanted to embroider it in the dotted line, there you go, like a perforated line, there you have it. I'm just going to go back, and then go back to the main menu. And now we're going to talk about the lower row here. The first icon is going to indicate for a memory card. If you had a memory card, you will put it on the side where I showed you. The second line, the second icon is going to indicate embroidery files that are saved to your embroidery unit. So that's why it has an arrow that's pointed upward, because it's telling you that, okay, if you want to upload embroidery files from this unit, you will simply press this and you will be able to upload some embroidery files that you have saved. There's 2 saved here. See, it says P1 and P2. So it's telling me that 2 are saved here, or showing me the first 2, that is. I could just simply press it if I wanted to use it. And then I would press that upload button there. And then it will upload the file and part of the file. We'll get into how it breaks it up and how it prompts you to change the thread a little later, but just let's go back. And we're back at the main menu. The next icon is the USB. Now, the USB icon, again, you can actually plug a USB cord into your embroidery machine and then have it plugged into your laptop or your desktop, or you can plug in your USB port. So, flash drive. So if you were getting an embroidery file from your USB flash drive, you would press that. So actually, let's actually load one. So I have one here, and this one just comes from Staples. And what happens is when you plug it in, it's going to start blinking. At least this one does, because this is the Staples one. And I'm just going to press the USB icon, because it will tell me if it is ready or not. Let's see if we can get a clear view to see what happens. So let me press it, and it's retrieving pattern. And now if you notice, the light started to blink faster. Now I have found, and this is just my experience with this machine, and I've had 2 other machines that are in the PE770 family. I had a PE750D, and I also had a PE780 at one point, okay? So it all have a different feature or so, but they all pretty much work the same. What I have found is the Brother PE770 series, depending on what flash drive you use, USB flash drive you use, sometimes it could take 30 seconds to upload. Sometimes it could take 60 seconds, okay? In this case, it took about, in my opinion, that was about 45 seconds. So it just depends. Now, I also will tell you too that, in my opinion, this machine can be a bit fussy. Sometimes it doesn't like every USB port. I just want to be very upfront with you so you don't have any surprises. There are Brother USB ports that you can buy. Let me just show you. They are usually blue. Now, mine are a bit beat up because I use them. But the Brother USB flash drives, I don't know why I keep saying port. The flash drives, they roughly cost about $20 to $25, whereas you can get a regular Staples brand. As you see, I have regular USB drive for $8, $10 or so. So you're paying for the brand for the same thing. I mean, I bought the brand at first because I got, just so excited, but then I realized that Staples brand was just as good. However, I want to point out that when I tried to use SanDisk, it gave me a issue. So I want to just be clear that it may not use every drive, so don't go out and just buy a bunch of drives. You want to take your time with this. In this case, I know for a fact that it does use the Staples brand. Staples is everywhere. You can also order it online, and it used the Brother brand. Okay, so just like the other files, to retrieve your files from your USB drive, okay, you're just going to place your arrow and just keep going. If I want to go ahead a little bit, again, I can press 10. It's going to skip, to the next 10 up. Actually, let's see. Well, you know what? My files are a little bit larger than the files that's here, so it's slowing the machine down. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you that part. So it's actually skipping it in units of 5 because my saved embroidery files are larger. But I want to get to, let's say, K, since we're going to be embroidering my name. So I'm going to select the K. And this is going to be an applique, and which is a patch, and I actually think that this might actually be 2 tutorials in one, because I'll show you how to do that. So anyway, I pressed the K, I highlighted the embroidery file that I want. I'm going to press the uploading icon,